How to deal with bad days. Alright, so, bad days. Am I having a bad day? Today, no, because when I originally recorded this video, I was. But then I went to upload it, or at least look at it and edit it, and there was no audio. So, or it was bad, I don't know, I forget. But, here we are, recording this again. So, today, not so bad. But, I had a couple bad days recently, so let's go over it. Thumbnail, intro of this video, you'll see, I mean, there's that. That's not too bad. And then I'll put in this little nugget right here. Yep, I got stuck with a truck with the F450. That was the same day. So it was just one of those kind of days. And then there's also, bad days for, customers, your personal life, your family, your wife just drives you up the wall, stuff like that. So bad days, this is how I deal with them and what I do to get over them, all that kind of stuff. So let's get right into it. Yes, everybody has bad days. When the whole hashtag no bad days, that's BS. That's absolutely BS. Everybody has bad days. If you haven't, you're gonna have one. It's inevitable. It's part of life. You need them so you have some sort of reference, some frame of reference, and something to kind of ground yourself, in my opinion. So, yes, I have bad days, but I also am. My wife will tell you, like, I don't get crazy upset about anything. I can triage. I triage my days pretty well. So if something goes wrong, it's like, yeah, that sucks. So that's BS. Okay, so what is that an emergency that I need to deal with right now, or can that be put off? Can I keep doing what I need to do as far as the efficiency of the day, job flow? This year, I've been bouncing between jobs all the time just to get them done, and then you end up not getting any done, right? So, but that's going to end this year, but I'm still doing that, getting stuff taken care of for the year. So I got to make sure that I, progress my day going forward. But things happen, like the whole box full of nails and stuff fell over. I didn't secure it right when it was on my little side of my little desk area over there, and it just slipped over. I mean, it happens. So it probably happens about once a year. Really, honestly, one of them, it happens once a year, and it happens. I try to be diligent, but I'll get complacent sometimes. So, I look at it as, does that need to be taken care of right now? No, I can do it, during the weekend when I'm just, BSing in the trailer, listening to some, watching some football and kind of organizing everything. You can see I need to get organized a little more up there, but not too bad. Stuck truck, absolutely something you need to do pretty immediately because that needs to be taken care of, because without the truck, I can't get anywhere. So, the picture that I showed you, that was like me about an hour into getting unstuck because I was full. I basically just drove right in. How it happened, Michigan weather, it was like 20 degrees the day prior, so the ground was frozen. Or at least, I drove on that ground. It wasn't, the moisture-wise, content wasn't there. Drove on it again. It was like 45 degrees about 6:30 in the morning, and I sunk down to the axles. And yeah, it's a 450. It weighs 9,000 pounds, and the diesel, the Power Strokes, you got an extra 700 pounds over a gas engine on the front axle, and they're 225-inch tires, or 225 tires in the front and the rear. So you got good traction on pavement, but not so much when you're trying to go on grass. So it sunk, and I could have, I was thought about calling somebody to help, but I mean, I got myself into it, and that's another way I deal with it. If I got myself into the mess, if it's feasible, I know how to get out of it. Use my 2x4, just back it up. I had the trailer on too, so it really, it kind of made things difficult. But even a tow truck, I mean, they're not going to be able to drive on the grass too. They're going to be in the same situation because it's all, muddy and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I knew how to get out of the situation. It just took me a while. I think I was stuck for a couple hours at least. Backing up inch by inch. Reverse, forward, reverse, blocking it in, putting the 2x4s, 2x6s in there, keeping it where it needs to be. Inch by inch, I got out, ended up unhooking the trailer when I could, backed out, and then rehooked up, and then we were set to go. Ate up a lot of my morning. Had to push everything out. Didn't get to some stuff, but it is what it is. And absolutely learned my lesson. Proud of the truck. I mean, it's fantastic, but again, it's heavy and it's not. I don't have mud bogger super swamper tires on there, obviously, so it is what it is. Even then, it probably still wouldn't have helped really. Well, a little bit maybe, but that's it. I mean, yeah, it sucked, but you keep a good spirit because it's a learning experience. And if I get myself out of it, it's also a learning experience of, hey, what do I need? I am definitely going to probably invest in some traction sleds just in case that happens again, just because it's a good investment, and I'd probably save myself at least a couple hours just backing up and doing all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was all. The nails and that getting stuck was in one day, so that was a not a bad day, but it was just a really frustrating day. A bad day would be, it just depends on money wise. I had to hang a mirror a couple of years ago, and then I ordered the mirror to be hung. I ordered the wrong size. Obviously, they're cut to size, so I had to reorder it, and I had to just eat that cost. So that those are bad days too. That just you're like, what are you thinking, kind of thing. So, and then obviously customers, not fighting with customers, but you have disagreements, and that's why. And I have few and far between of those because I have a contract, and it's pretty detailed scope of work as well with pretty much all the customers. And it goes down to communication, like, hey, is it or is it not in the scope of work? If it's not, the contract states change order, and I can approve or deny doing the change order, because if I don't have enough time, you can find yourself somebody else. And I've done that. I've told customers no, and they bring in their own flooring guy or whatever, and then they're kind of like, well, why is he more expensive, or or why is he way less, kind of thing. So it is what it is, but that's dealing with customers. A lot of customers will try to make their emergency your emergency. Like, oh my goodness, this happened. Can you fix it? Like, I had a customer. It's like, hey, I smell gas. Can you come tomorrow morning to take a look at it? And I was like, do you turn the gas? Does it happen all the time? Is it all? He's like, no, only when I run the oven. I'm like, or pilot or something like that. So I was like, all right, turn the gas off, and they did. And then I was over there the next time. I was actually, I planned to be there. And nothing. I couldn't duplicate the problem. Where we moved the oven, no issues whatsoever. So I was like, hey, if it happens again, call an appliance expert. That's not me. It's not my problem. I mean, basically. And so it depends on with contractors. If you're in the home, like if something happens, then they kind of like, or the last person to be in the house was me or whoever. So they must have did something. And so it's never their fault, and it's never the product's fault. So it's always the person that's inside the house, right? Last, but I mean, it goes without saying. A lot of times it probably is. I mean, I don't really believe in coincidences. I mean, it's just if something happens, there's a reason for it, and there's a cause and effect. So yeah, I mean, needy customers that causes bad days as well, and I just try to nip those in the butt as much as possible. And then how I get over bad days is, I always have something to look forward to, either where it's coming home, playing with my daughter, having fun with the wife, watching a movie or something. There's always something I can look forward to, or there's always tomorrow. Like, hey, I mean, this might be a crazy emergency for a customer, but at the same time, there's always tomorrow. We can take care of it tomorrow. I know they probably want me to stay till 10 o'clock at night to fix it, but it's not going to help me at all. I still have to be, somewhere at the next morning. So let's, we can push this out. If whatever needs to get done doesn't need to get done, because at the same time, nothing's going to change in the job site. I'm not getting paid any faster. I'm not, making hourly rate. So, I mean, you just got to triage that and be like, hey, no, nip this in the butt. We'll take care of this when we sit, when I'm going to take care of it, not when you want to take care of it, kind of thing. So, yeah, that's basically that. Like I said, there's always tomorrow, and at the same time, there's so much. I have so much to look forward to, and I will say, money does not buy happiness, which I think is not exactly true. I think that's kind of BS as well. I know there's obviously rich people who are really sad and everything, but at the same time, even when I was stuck, I'd be more pissed being stuck in my F-150 than I wasn't very pissed when I was stuck with my F-450, because, I mean, come on, it's my dream truck. You don't, would you rather cry in a Lamborghini or cry in a Ford Pinto? I mean, come on. Like, you're going to be less unhappy in that Lambo than you are in a Volvo, in a 200 series 1980 Volvo, right? Station wagon. So, there's something to be said for that as well. So keep in mind, I'll say the military taught me 7 P's, which is proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. I try to do that. I'm not saying I do it all. My wife will be the first one on here commenting like I don't always do that. Sometimes I miss stuff. A lot of times I miss stuff, but I do try my best. but it doesn't always plan out. It just doesn't go always the plan. But at the same time, if you plan, you know, if you kind of set things out, get your schedule going, you're gonna fail less. That's basically it. You're gonna have less bad days, and at the same time, you know, you got to keep a perspective. Like, you know, even when I was stuck, you know, like, I mean, I told another customer, he's like, oh, were they, you know, was your customers pissed and blah blah blah. I was like, no, like they know, like, listen, I'll straighten this out. We'll flatten it out. We're gonna put, you know, fill in here, put grass seed. You know, we're gonna make it right for you. Don't worry. And they aren't. They're completely okay. They're like, you know, we're probably gonna just put that in an extra parking area anyway, kind of thing. So, but you can kind of see other people's point of view, like, oh, I'd be so pissed. Like, oh, like, why? Like, come on. Like, granted, it's grass. Don't get me wrong, but it's, you know, their property. I get it, but I still went straight. You know, offered, hey, I'm gonna take care of it. Don't even, like, go be proactive. Don't, you know, have them ask you. Just be like, hey, we'll take care of it. Don't worry. But the main thing is, I need to get my big truck out stuck so I can keep making money. That's basically how it works. So yes, that's basically how I deal with bad days. It is what it is. I got nothing else for you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully the audio recorded.